Supernanny Jo Frost reveals where naughty step idea came from and insists it still works wonders for aggressive kids. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. And now Supernanny Jo Frost has revealed how she came up with her famous naughty step concept and why it still works to this day. And the pair, both of whom are dads, asked Jo where the idea came from and whether she'd still recommend it. My version of a timeout is modified from what we know back in this, she said. Putting a child in the corner, asking them to turn their face into the corner. Humiliation. Children were not seen, weren't heard. There was no emotional intelligence. The connection there with parent and child. I'm the parent. I'm in charge. I'm in control. Very authoritarian. But she came up with the idea of the naughty step, where a child is placed on a bottom step for a set amount of time, as a modification of the. There was no turning to the wall and no isolating the child the naughty step, she said. The child was very present in the room or just adjacent there so they could see the rest of the family. And there were very specific steps that created a boundary. And that boundary is most important to create better relationships, which basically is a timeout. My version specifically with the steps is to create a space, a healthy boundary when unacceptable behavior is being given to a parent or a sibling or anyone else, she added. And that space creates a moment to diffuse this heated aggression. Of the podcast interview with one writing, my mom watched Supernanny when I was a kid and used the same techniques when I was younger. I asked them why they were on the step and they would say, thinking. This was after it was established. It gave me time to think too. I used her method starting when my kids were both 18 months. A third commented. It works, it really does. My kids are respectful and well-behaved because of consistency, boundaries, and a big cuddle afterwards. We were always made to go and sit on the stairs, worked for us, someone else revealed. However, others said that they weren't a fan of using the naughty step technique. Doesn't work for neurodiverse children and is incredibly damaging, one insisted. But the children are now fully grown adults. So where are the kids that were once considered the worst in the UK now? Here, itfoill takes a look at the very different paths of the children, from becoming TikTok stars and teachers, and in one's case an convicted criminal. An app that didn't even exist at the time, with many making memes of her exceptionally headstrong attitude and rude hits at Supernanny Jo. During her appearance on the show 19 years ago, Megan, who was 9 years old at the time, made a name for herself as one of the naughtiest children to ever appear on the program. On TikTok, Megan's Supernanny has more than 1 million views on the social media app. One YouTuber even compared Megan's bratty behavior as comparable to the fictional character Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, also infamous for her behavior. In one moment that is now viral on social media, Megan, now 28, corrected Jo on her pronunciation of the word unacceptable, mercilessly mocking the nanny who angrily snapped back at her. The challenging child, well aware of the presence of the cameras in her home, even told Jo it was her show and therefore she could do what she likes, also referring to herself as the director. Megan was particularly savvy with words and in one instance turned to the camera to correct an accusation that she had pinched another child by declaring, "I didn't pinch her, I hit her." In a now-deleted video, Megan responded to the sea of memes online by giving an explanation of her time on the show to TikTok viewers. In a now-deleted video, Megan had said in the video that she didn't think Jo had had an impact on the family. Instead, she attributed the improvement in family dynamics to her family growing in closeness. She explained, "Over a few years after Jo visited us, we grew up, and the dynamic changed in our family, and that made us behave better." In one jaw-dropping moment in the 2005 show, Megan even slapped Jo, though the now mother of one insisted the scene was not scripted, explaining that she lashed out a lot as a child. Explaining some of the secrets of the set, she revealed that the ban on TV was really just a way of disguising that it couldn't be on in the first place due to strict copyright. "We were used to getting ready in the morning, watching TV, getting our hair done, having our friends round. We weren't allowed to watch the TV because, obviously, copyright reasons they can't have the television on, she said. Meghan also divulged that there were also strict rules on what allowed to wear, with a ban on any kind of branding. She was one of 3 little girls in the Cook family who were visited by Supernanny in 2005, though the eldest sister was the cause for the call. Now, she prefers to live outside the spotlight and has since deleted her popular video talking about her experience on Supernanny. She is a mother to her own 6-year-old son, and the 3 sisters are all extremely close to their mother, the father having left a number of years earlier. Though Meghan was a nuisance as a youngster, her sister Gabriella told itfoill her own son is miraculously well behaved. Meghan is a good mom, and ironically her child is an angel. He is 6 now, he loves school, is very loving and well behaved. We are really blessed with him, she said. Speaking to itfoill, one of the 2 younger sisters, Gabriella, share her experience on the Channel 4 show. Gabriella and Aaron Cook have also taken to social media to acknowledge their own appearance on the show. When Jo came to visit the sister, that nearly all their issues have resolved, with Meghan telling the camera she gets on much better with her mom, who previously felt like a punchbag to her daughter. Remembering her time on the show, Gabriella told itfoill she doesn't remember the camera people being in her house because they were naughty. She said, "I don't recall at the time thinking we were being filmed for being naughty, just that we had people around a lot with cameras. We were all close to Jo, the camera crew and directors. They would play with us and do out hair and face paint off the camera." When asked if she thought the show improved the girls' behavior, Gabriella wasn't quite so sure. "For 5 weeks, I do think that any family could get some level of naughtiness captured with that level of invasiveness," she said. Gabriella, who was 6 years old at the time, and Aaron, who was 4 years old, both said they would never allow their own children on the show, though neither of them are parents just yet. The pair both described TV shows of the era as problematic. Now, 25-year-old, Gabriella is an interior designer living in London with some of her family. She explained, "I still live at home with my mom and Aaron at the moment. We are all very close and are very lucky that Meghan and her son only live 5 minutes away from us." The 3 girls posted a video on Gabriella's TikTok account where they answered questions they get asked from being on Supernanny. The first, directed at Gabriella, asked whether she still hated her friends, referencing the infamous moment on the show when she said that she wasn't bothered about being banned from seeing them since she hated them in any case. The next question asked the 3 whether they get on as a trio of sisters, to which they answered, "We still argue sometimes." The third referenced Gabriella in particular with just the statement, "It's Princess Gabby," from a moment in the show, to which she just said, "It's me." Though clips from the family resurfaced during lockdown time, Gabriella confessed she doesn't really think anything of it being on Supernanny, "because I was so young and, to be honest, didn't think about it for years. We would get people shout Supernanny at us occasionally after it aired, but I don't feel like it changed our life much like reality TV would today. It's more the nasty comments on social media that get to me now, when I see people saying things about my mom or how we are as people, when they don't know us at all." Since the show aired, Denise, who is mother to the 3 girls, was sadly diagnosed with breast cancer and in 2017 learned that it had spread to her bones, making it incurable. Gabriella explained, "My mom has secondary breast cancer, which has affected her nerve endings in her spine, and she cannot walk, so we all help out with caring for her. None of us have a relationship with our dad." Grace, who at the time was very particular about her diet, was marched into Lakeside Shopping Center in Thurrock to take part in the Supernanny Roadshow, in the hopes that her parents could cure her fussy eating. In one clip from the episode, Grace's mother can be seen telling her daughter they are eating fish fingers